Right, I'm just going to do this review about virtual machines. Now, currently I am recording my Windows desktop background, which is XP, standard XP. Now, what you can actually do is install a virtual machine on your existing operating system. So you might be using Windows Vista, you might be using Windows 7 or Windows 8 or whatever. Now, let's say you're sick of Windows, you're tired of all the viruses, you're tired of all the problems, and you're tired of all the technical support. And why not try something new? Now, obviously, you might think twice about writing over the top of your Windows installation. So, what about an alternative? Now, if you install a virtual machine on your existing operating system, what that is a sandbox, basically. It's where you can try out new software without damaging or interfering with your existing operating system. So you might say you have Windows 7, you paid a lot of money for it, and you don't want to wipe it off your computer. There's several alternatives to trying another operating system. You can install another operating system alongside the existing one, which means obviously changing your partition information and dual booting and etc. But some people might not want to do that because it can pose risks. For example, you might actually corrupt your existing operating system. You might accidentally delete your partition with Windows on it, and you might be hell to pay. So let's say you want to do this in in a less risky situation. So you can install a virtual machine on Windows, your Windows installation, and this installation is basically another piece of software. So it's no more different really than installing Skype, or something else on your system. So once you've installed a virtual machine, it enables you to run and install other operating systems inside of that. And that means that if you decide you don't like Windows, the Windows alternative you want to try out, or Linux, if you don't like it, you've not actually disrupted your main operating system, because it's simply a case of just uninstalling the virtual machine, which is just like any other program. Right, there's many different types of virtual machine. There's the corporate one, which is this one, and then there's the freestanding one, the freeware one, which is open source. Now, what I was going to do was install the open source one and then install the Linux Zorin version inside that. And I thought, well, hang on a minute, I don't want to cause myself any problems because I've got one virtual machine installed, so why don't I just install the other virtual machine inside the other virtual machine? That should work, because that way I'm not going to be changing any of my network interfaces and adding extra interfaces, because I've already got a few extra interfaces added because of the virtual machine. Just to explain that, if I bring up my firewall, when you add a virtual machine, you actually get an extra 2 interfaces, or possibly just one, for the virtual machine. Now, I've already got 2 for a Vmware machine. I thought, well, I'd best install the other virtual machine inside the other one, then I won't run into any issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this XP in the virtual machine now. I'm going to power on this machine, and you'll see it's Windows XP, and it's running inside a virtual machine. I'm hoping you'll be able to see all of that. I'll get rid of that box. And it's resized the window, which is typical. It's gone back now, that's good. I just want to make sure I get it all inside. Now, this is what a virtual machine is. I'm literally starting up a Windows XP inside the virtual machine. And just to prove that, I can move this out of the way, and you'll see I've got my other desktop in the background there. And also, something you would never normally see is a folder popping up in front of it. But so it just proves that this is a virtual machine running XP. Now, it's resized the window. Now I'm going to have to shrink this down because it's too big now for me to actually capture the entire thing. So just a moment. Let's just get this back in the right scale. there's all sorts of things that can be done. I need to auto resize the guest and not the host, so that we can get this all in. There you go. Windows is actually starting up inside a window there. Windows. Let's just click on there. Now, once you click inside a virtual machine, you have to get the keys escape. On this particular one, I press Control Alt, and that releases my cursor back into control to get the host operating system. On this one, right? Okay. Well, it's starting up. I'm just going to pause a minute because I need to actually do some rescaling here. Right, okay. I had to resize that because I'm trying to record this in a smaller window simply because I need some space on the outside, and VMware Tools is actually currently being updated in the virtual machine right now. So let me just move this a bit. Should resize itself. There we go. Right, there we go. We've got the classic, typical Windows XP. Actually, this is a pretty bare bones version I've got because it's not got any fancy bells and whistles down there. There's a start menu, and it's actually got. I actually tuned it to look pretty much like Windows 2000 on this particular version. So it's updating the virtual machine tools right now. I've got a typical Avira antivirus running in the tray down there. There's the clock showing the correct time, and I've got the local area network connection. I've got the online armor firewall. Avira's popping up a box. As I say, this is all inside a virtual machine, and just to demonstrate that, obviously, I mean, I think I've already done it. If I bring up my actual browser, it'll swallow up the whole screen. Right. Oh, it's asking me for permission. Yeah, alright, so let's see. What does it want to do? I think it just wants to update. Alright, I'll allow that. So anyway, I'm just going to pause a moment because I need to get through all these silly updates, and I'm going to install another virtual machine inside that one, and then I can show you the Linux. And I don't want this video to get too long. Actually, one of the things that annoys me is on all the tutorials that I've looked on YouTube, they're usually too fast. People tend to whiz through them so quickly. People don't get a chance to follow them. So I'm going to try and do my tutorial at a nice steady pace so you can easily follow it. Because I know there's a lot of people like me who like things to be explained in more detail and don't want necessarily to be bogged down with a lot of things where they've got questions and no one's answering them. Because a lot of the times when you're watching a tutorial, I've noticed people clicking things and moving things around and they're not explaining what they're actually doing. And then people think, well, what was that? What was that? You know, why ain't he explaining what that was? And this is what annoys me too, because obviously people who have used Linux a long time, they do things automatically, like riding a bicycle without thinking. But I am just as new with Linux as you are, because I know sod all hardly about it. So I'm literally going to be going through the process of installing Linux Zorin on a virtual machine, and I am just as new at doing this as what you are. So therefore, I might make some mistakes, and which is exactly what you would do, and therefore it's good that we can go through the learning process together. Right. So while all this lot finishes updating itself, and then I can get on to the next phase, so I'm just going to pause. Right, well, for the purpose of this tutorial, I decided to go and make a cup of coffee, because it's going to be a bit of a long-winded thing. The network wasn't shared, so I had to reboot Windows XP on the virtual machine to enable the network share, so I could actually access the installation files which are on the host computer. We need to specify the difference between host and guest actually. The guest operating system is the operating system that's running inside the virtual machine. The host machine is the main machine where the virtual machine is installed on. So I just need to clarify that so we don't get confused. But anyway, right, we're just going to log on again. As I say, anything you do inside a virtual machine is actually quite safe because you can actually reset them. There's a little menu. Actually, I'm not sure if you'll see it, but because it might be off the screen, but there's a little menu where you can create a snapshot. You should be able to see that. Well, when you take a snapshot, what you do is you create it's like you create a complete static image of everything that was there before, so that if you install a program and it causes problems, you can revert to a snapshot and it'll have a new number after that. It might be snapshot 2, snapshot 3, snapshot 4, so you can revert to any particular stage either before or after you installed some software, which is very useful for testing unknown software, and because it's installed inside the virtual machine and not actually on your host computer, it won't actually make any changes to your main computer, so it minimises the risk and the chances of causing damage or irreversible changes on your host computer which you don't want made. Right, so I just need to show you that. Now let's go back. This is supposed to be booting. Oh, there we go. I didn't click on it properly. You see, when you click on inside the virtual machine, you usually have to click twice because you have to get focus to it first. Once you get focus to it, you can move the mouse around. Now, if I press my Control Alt key, I can escape from the. My mouse is now outside of the. If you look, it's above on this bar up here. Normally, it's limited inside the virtual machine. Now, anyway, it's running. I'm just going to let that boot. I'll get rid of this. I hate these bubble alerts. They really annoy me. Because I know once you get the first time, it might be just information, but after that, they just annoy me because they get in the way. That's one thing I haven't really seen bubble alerts too much in Linux, to be honest. I haven't really used Linux very much. I've installed a few different versions. I've tried Linux Mint. I thought it was okay, but one of the problems I was having with it was TeamSpeak. I couldn't seem to get TeamSpeak to work properly in Linux Mint. The voice was distorted, and it was. So what I want to do is try it out in Zorin as soon as I get that up and running. Just going to pause, and I've cleaned up the desktop a bit. I put all the old shortcuts in there so we don't have any distractions. We don't want too much clutter. As I said, I've got the OpenOffice installed on here. I've got MCSoft, my favourite, and also Firefox. But I'm just going to browse now. Hopefully I can, because I've locked the network out before. Right, we need to go in the virtual machine. I'm going to browse to my network places because I've made the installation folder available in the virtual machine, so I should be able to navigate directly. Oh my god, it's still blocking me. I haven't set something up somewhere. Right, I still can't browse the shared folders. I'll try a different way. I have to actually that's it. I can do it on the network path. Now I go to new tools. Right, I want to be in my emulators. I put everything in categories so I know where they are. Emulation is basically software which emulates. Right, the GPLL virtual machine is in here. Now, there's two things I want to do. I want to install VirtualBox, which is this one. So I'm going to right click on it. Actually, I'm going to copy it locally so that I don't. Some programs don't like being installed over a network path, so I'm going to paste it on my desktop here. Right, we're just copying that over. Right. Now I've got that on there, I'm going to right click on it. Now in Windows Vista or Windows 7 you probably want to open it as administrator, but I'm only on I'm using XP, so I'm just going to open it as normal. And we're going to attempt to install VirtualBox inside an XP installation that is already running inside a virtual machine. Now, try to bend your mind around that. That's a bit like talking about time travel. It can be extremely confusing. Right, let's run that. Now, there's some tutorials actually on the internet. You can search for tutorial how to install VirtualBox, and actually, I'll post some links later for that in the description section of the video. I'm just going to pause because some of these things can take a while. Right, we've got a box up. It says, welcome to Oracle Virtual Machine VM VirtualBox 4.3.18 Setup Wizard. Right, we're going to click Next. Now, first thing it does is asks you if you want to have USB support, USB virtual networking. Now you would want to leave all of those things checked. I'm actually going to turn the USB off simply because I'm not going to be using the USB actually for anything, because I'm already inside a virtual machine, and the USB is going to be passed through anyway, using the existing virtual machine I'm on, so I don't want to cross connect anything. So you'll leave all those things checked though. And it's going to use a bridge networking, so it's actually going to bridge across the so let's just click Next. It's asking me for where as well, but I'm just going to leave that. Create a shortcut on the desktop, create a shortcut in the quick launch bar, register file associations. Okay, we'll click Next. Right, okay, this is perfectly normal. It'll reset the network connection momentarily. Just click Yes, install. Right, I'm going to pause occasionally just to save time, but it looks like it's going to whiz through this really quickly. I don't want the video to get too long. Right, you might get some of these pop-up boxes. It says software installation. The software you are installing has not passed Windows logo testing. Oh, come on. That's what we always get nagged by Windows. Simply put, that means that Windows has not given their stamp to approve it. But we had all of this stuff years ago, when we first started installing software, which didn't come with a certificate. Windows made a protest. Just ignore that and continue. It's Windows' way of throwing up a fit because they don't want competition. Right? They don't want you to go and leave them and go and use something else. Microsoft wants you to use their operating system basically, and they don't want other people to use something that's non-supported by Microsoft. So that's what I think anyway. But of course they have approved certain other pieces of software. As long as you're using their Microsoft products, then they're not complaining too much. But yeah, I think personally Microsoft's days are numbered because people are so fed up, sick and tired of all the problems and all the viruses and all the flipping glitches and crashes, blue screen of death, the BSD, all of that stuff. People are fed up and they just want something fresh and new and something that doesn't keep breaking every 5 minutes, because it is a merry-go-round. I mean, ever since Windows 95 first came out, updates, more security updates, And the only reason for that is because Microsoft builds backdoors into their own software so that they can snoop on people, and then somebody finds the backdoors and then they have to plug them, and then they create a new backdoor, and then somebody finds that backdoor so they have to plug that backdoor, and then they create another backdoor, blah blah blah, so on and so on, and it's a never-ending ride on a merry-go-round, you know. I think we're all sick of it, we really are. We just want to get out of all that shit and use something that doesn't keep breaking out every 5 minutes, and because it's got built-in backdoors. Yeah, if you don't believe me, you've got to go and do. You've got to, if you've been around since 1995, you'll know it's true. Right, there we go. We've got the virtual machine installed. We're going to start it now. Oh, I've got this little box come up. What's it? Oh, it's just a path error. That's to do with my network. Don't worry about that. It's because it reset the network. It did say at the beginning we're going to reset your network adapter. That's okay. So that should come back actually. It's because the network's been shut down, but it'll be alright. It'll come back in a bit. My firewall will probably have no interfaces at the moment until I've done a reboot. That's normal. Don't panic. Because if I go into my... Oh, it's actually come back, actually. My interfaces are back. Right. Allow. Right, there we go. VirtualBox. Now it's... Because I'm using this in a small virtual window, the box is a little bit too big for the screen. That's normal. Don't worry about that. It's because I'm actually using this at a quite low resolution. I'll just see if I can make this bigger so we can get to the top bar. There we go. Right, there's our virtual machine, the Oracle Virtualization Manager. I'm just going to pause for a while before the next step, which is installing an operating system, and we're going to install Zorin, which is Linux, and we're going to install that inside this virtual machine. And then we can go and play to our heart's content. It's got all the social networking built into it, like Facebook and everything else that you could think of, like Flickr and what's the other one? Google. Yeah, I can't think of them all right now, but I'm getting old, so that's my excuse. Right, so what we really need to do is close this for now and do a reboot. If I can find the there we go. Right, click on start. I need to actually I've moved that a bit too. Right, that's better. Go on, shut down computer. I'm going to restart this virtual XP, and I'm going to pause and come back, and then I'm going to show you how to install Zorin. So be back in a tick. Right, okay. Oh my god, my text file just disappeared when I clicked on that. Right. This is the address you need to go to for full instructions about VirtualBox. Just type in the website address, which is http s, which is for secure, double colon thingy, / www.virtualbox.org, then / wiki / downloads. Go there and you will see this. Right, this is the website which explains everything you need to know about installing VirtualBox. So if anything I skip or anything I'm not sure about, because I'm a newbie to the VirtualBox as well, you can follow the instructions there. It'll even tell you how to install Ubuntu and Linux, blah 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 blah. There's a user manual and everything there. So there's actually some screenshots as well that you can click on, and it'll give you some instructions. Let's see, there should be a step-by-step tutorial on here, but right. Okay, well anyway, in the meantime I'm going to go back to my XP. We've got VirtualBox installed. It's down here. That is installation. I can dump that in the recycle bin because that's the one that we use to set it all up. Let's run VirtualBox now. Right, okay. Oh damn it, it's disappeared on me again. I want my flipping text file up. Right. Now this is actually the website address for the full tutorial on installing Zorin actually inside the VirtualBox. Now the other one is just for the VirtualBox. Now that's a lot to type. Now if you don't want to type all of that, now what I would suggest you do is, once you've got the web page up, which is this one, what you just do is, all you need to really do is type this into the search box. Let's go to a new tab. I'm using Start Page actually. If you type this into Google, installing Zorin OS 7 in VirtualBox plus screenshots, search for that, and you should actually find this web page, and it's the second one down. It's actually the one I'm using right now. So once you search that, this is what you should get. Now I've already got this but open, so I have to scroll down a little bit. Right, and there's all of the instructions about installing Zorin. This is what we're covering. The reason I decided to use Zorin is because I've tried Mint. I didn't really like it too much. Mind you, it's an older version of Mint, and I just think I'd give Zorin a shot. Now we need to go through all this step by step. Now all of the instructions are there, so if I get stuck, I'm going to flick back to those instructions. Now first thing we do is create a new virtual machine, just like in the instructions. Now I'm just going to call it Zorin, because obviously as it progresses, it updates itself. It will no longer be the old version, so I'm just going to stick with the Zorin name. We leave the Linux type, and it's my particular version is 32-bit, so I'm going to leave it at 32-bit. But if you're going to install the 64-bit, then you need to change that to well, I think there's a 64-bit somewhere in there, but I'm just going to leave that as 32-bit. Right. Now then we click next, and now we need to allocate memory. Now now this is a tricky part. You must never allocate too much memory, because don't forget your host computer might only have a gigabyte of RAM. If your host computer has a gigabyte of RAM, then we need to halve that. We need to only share half of that. Now because the virtual machine that I'm using this on has actually got a gig of RAM, I'm going to use just the 512, so I'm going to stick with 512 megabytes. Because if I click down in here and bring up properties, oh, wrong one, I need to minimize this a minute. Oh, what let me? Right, if I go down to Start Computer, let's see. Find it, flippy neck. It's because I've got a window in the way. If I go to Control Panel, let's do this properly, because I'm just doing this as if I was just as green, because I am just as green really with Linux as anyone else. We need to go to System, see how much memory we've got available, and according to this it says it's got 1 gigabyte here at the bottom here. It's got 1 gigabyte of memory. Right, okay. Well, we can't give it a gigabyte because that's how much we've got. So what we're doing here is by moving the slide bar, you can adjust how much memory the virtual machine has. So let's stick with 512, okay? And click next, which is half the memory of the host machine. And we're going to create a virtual hard drive now, which is going to be on that new virtual hard drive. So we've got a virtual hard drive on a virtual hard drive. Isn't that confusing? Oh dear. Right. Click create. And we're going to start with it's a virtual disk image. Click next. And we're going to click next again. Oh, we want fixed, don't we? We want fixed size, right? And we're going to have it well, we've only got 10 gig, so we have to be, there we go, 3 gig disk size. And it's going to be, just double check it's right, make sure it's on the E. Yes, E VirtualBox Zorin, there we go. Click save. And we click create. There we go. We've got a nice little graph there. It tells us how big it is, how much space we're using on the other virtual disk. So it's actually creating a virtual disk inside a virtual disk. Wow, that's something to blow your mind. Right, I'm just going to let that whisk through because it's almost there anyway. Doesn't seem like pointless me pausing for this moment, but I've already been doing this video now for over 40 minutes. So right, we've created our virtual disk now. But when I go to where it says storage, now just like everybody else who can't seem to get these things to work, I'm also going to be doing a bit of trial and error. So I've removed those images from controller SATA because I figured out what was probably going wrong was I didn't point it to the right device. So I'm going to create the CD DVD device on the same controller as the hard drive. I'm going to choose a disk. Let's see, there we go, there's the Zorin ISO. I'm going to open it. And it's going to be on the same controller as my hard drive. And I'm going to make sure it's in the first boot device as well. I want that to boot as a live CD DVD image. So I'm going to click on OK. That should all refresh itself. Now if I go back to machine and click on settings, and I click on general, let's see, system, we should see the boot order. The boot order is, first one is floppy, next one is CD DVD image, and the third boot device is a hard drive. That's the way it should be, because the first time we boot, we want to boot from the image to install it, just like you would do if you were booting off your CD on your host computer to install Windows, but we're actually installing Zorin, right? So let's just check to make sure all these are set right. Click on OK, and let's try starting again, and hopefully this time it will get the option to install Zorin. So I mean, I am by no means an expert on Linux or VirtualBox. I am a newbie just like anybody else, and I want people to learn as I go along, just as they're new to it, I'm new to it, and any mistakes that I make, I assume you would make too. We're just waiting for this to start up. And we should get the black box coming up in a minute, which is basically a boot screen. And also, alright, here we go. Now let's see if we can get this to boot from the disk image. Come on. Oh, it's disappeared behind that window again. There we go. Yes, we have it working. Right, we need to click on. I need to use my cursor keys. Once we've got a highlight, we want to start the installer directly. Okay, click on enter. And now we should be able to install Zorin on the virtual machine. It says press tab to edit options. Okay, well, I'm just going to go with a standard installation. Right, Zorin has entered the install thing. Let me just get this a bit bigger because it's very small. Well, we've already read this before. It's about how to get free your mouse back onto the host machine, which we know is the right control key. So let's just see what happens. Bear in mind it's running on 512 megabytes. It's not actually got a lot of memory, so it's going to run fairly slow. But if we look in the bottom down here, we can see there's these icons right down, these little coloured icons. It should give us some status about disk activity on the virtual disk and also progress of the install. I'm not actually seeing very much happening right now. If I can press the right control, I should get my mouse back again. Right, if I can open Task Manager, should be able to get some idea about how much CPU usage on the virtual machine is being used. Right, okay, it looks like it's flat out. That's why I'm doing it on a virtual machine, because I know I can still make this video, you see. Obviously I couldn't run a video capture on a system if all the resources were being eaten by it, so I'm just going to minimize that. We should see it in the tray. We'll get a rough idea of how busy the machine is. It's working. Obviously going through the installation process for the Zorin. I'm just going to pause and wait until we see some activity. Well, I'm happy to say that I'm one of the great unsuccessful here at the moment. So I decided to go and check this. I tell you what it'll probably be. It's probably because I'm trying to run a virtual machine inside a virtual machine. That's like a box inside a box, right? And it's probably not supposed to happen. But anyway, I'm learning things as I go along. Now, at least we've got it to boot. Now, it's probably because what I forgot to do is allocate a cap on the CPU. Now, I'll tell you what that means. Basically, the virtual machine is using 100% CPU. Now, that means that the host has got no CPU left. So what we need to do to optimize this is to go through some of these other settings. We need to go to processor. And here we go. Execution cap. Right, we don't want to steal all the CPU from the host. So what I'm going to do is set this to 80%. That means that the virtual machine, any guest operating system that's running in there, can't use more than 80% of the total available CPU. Now, that should help. So we're going to set that to 80%. And it's only got, it's actually saying up to 4 CPUs there, but I'm going to leave that at 1. And now I'm going to add some, let's see. This might not work on yours, but I'm going to give it 3D acceleration, which should speed things up a bit. If you've got hardware support for 3D, it should make some dramatic improvements in performance there. So let's give that a shot. Enabling 3D acceleration. What's this for? Monitor. Control the amount of virtual memory provided to the virtual machine. Oh my god. I'm going to install this on the host virtual machine, not the second guest virtual machine, because we're not making any progress here at all. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to click in here, I'm going to go to machine, I'm going to go to power off the machine. Right, okay. So the machine's stopped now. Now what I'm going to do is close this out. I'm going to shut this other Windows XP virtual machine down because we're not having much luck in that one. So when that shuts down, I'm going to create another host virtual machine. Well, first phase of, you know what I mean. And then we're going to install the Zorin in there, because it seems pointless me reinstalling Zorin on my host computer at the moment, because right, virtual machine, I'll create a new one, so right click someone else. Oh, it's under file, new virtual machine. Right, okay. Let's see. Install a disk. Right, we want to browse to an image. Browse to image. Right. Need to go to an image file. Images. Linux Zorin. Click on that. Okay, open. Click next. I will call it Linux. It says Ubuntu. I think that's fine. Don't know if Zorin's in there. Ubuntu is probably the right one actually. Click next. I'm going to call it Zorin. And we're going to store it in virtual machine Zorin. Click next. And disk size. Right, let's see. Oh, damn it. I'm running out of space. All these disk images and everything. I'm just going to give it 10 gig, another 10 gig. And split the volumes into multiple small 2 gigabyte files actually. Click next. This is customize hardware. What do we want there? Let's see. How much memory? 1 gig is enough. 1 processor. Using the image for the image for installing it. Network adapter. Leave it on. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put it on bridge. And USB. I'll actually leave a USB on this one. Share Bluetooth devices. Oh, I don't even have Bluetooth. Don't need that. Show all USB input devices. No, just leave that as it is. Sound card. Use that one, which is my default. No, I'm not going to share a printer. I'll just display 3D graphics. Full setting for monitor. Right, okay, click on close, that's set up. Click on finish. Right, there it is. It's come up at the top there. Oh, you might not see it. Right, now I'm going to start the virtual machine. And it should boot from that image and install. I'll move this back up again because we just want the video of the virtual machine now. Now it should go to the installation disk now. There we go. Click in there, move it down to start the installer directly, press enter. Right, we seem to have business now. It's installing. Hey, we're working. Right, here we go. We've got Zorin finally installing on the other virtual machine. But like I said, by the looks of it, don't install a virtual machine inside a virtual machine. It don't work. I've just done that, and then we saw it didn't work. So, but if you were following the steps, it's not wasted, because I did actually give you the tutorial for how to set up and install Zorin on VirtualBox. Now, if you had the VirtualBox installed directly on your host computer, there's nothing to say it won't work. It will work. It's just that I was trying to do it on top of. I was trying to run too many virtual machines inside each other, and it didn't like that. Okay, what's this? My mouse. It's let's get my mouse in here somewhere. It says I finished installing. Press Ctrl Alt to release the mouse cursor. Right, I better do that, because there we go, I've got my mouse back. Click on I finished installing. I'm seeing activity at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that. Oops, stupid thing, out of the way. It's showing me disk activity, it's showing me the ISO image is active, so it's actually still installing. Right. It's in the process. Maybe I shouldn't have clicked on that I finished installing thing, but anyway, shouldn't affect it. There we go. Action. Right, if I click in the virtual screen to send the keystrokes, right, you see there's another mouse in there. That's the mouse which I'm not actually activated yet. I'm just going to let the install finish. Oh, like install tools. You don't need to worry about that if you're not using the Vmware, because there's different types of virtual machine. The guest operating system has locked the CD-ROM drawer. He's probably using the CD-ROM, which can prevent the guest from recognizing media changes. It possibly eject the CD-ROM from inside the guest before disconnecting. No, I don't want to override the lock because it's probably still installing, so I'm just going to leave it. Click no. There we go, Zorin! We have Zorin installed. I just feel like Captain Kirk right now, or Captain Janeway. Oh. Right, what's this? The virtual CD DVD device could not connect. Well, that's okay. Yeah, well, I know it's using it. I know it's using it. It's fine. What's this? You may wish to read the release notes. No, I don't want to do that right now. But you can read them if you want. I'm going to click continue. Oops, Right, now it's got focus. You have to click in there first for the virtual machine to take control of your mouse. Well, not take control of your mouse, but for you to have control it within the virtual machine. Right. Right. For best results, please ensure that this computer has at least 8.2 GB available drive space. Well, we haven't got that amount. I don't know. We might have 10 actually. I think I gave it 10. It's connected to the internet. Yes, continue. Yes, I think I gave it 10. I get confused too. Right. This will delete any files on the disk. Don't forget, this is inside the virtual machine, so it's not going to erase any physical disk. It's just going to erase the virtual. So I click on Install Now. Oh, this looks really easy. Much easier than Windows. And you get them horrible messages about entering your serial number and all that rubbish. You don't get that on here. Right, oh, it even knows where I am. Blimey neck. Ah, it knows I'm in England. Actually, does my scroll wheel work yet? No, it doesn't work yet. It's still saying up. Continue. Well, that's a shocker. Microsoft doesn't know where the hell I am half the time. It doesn't even know where it is itself. Right. Oh my God, look at that. It knows I'm in the UK. Microsoft doesn't know that. It comes up with the US keyboard and US international. I've got to tell it I'm in England. But blooming Zorin knows where I am. Wow, that's brilliant. Click on continue. I don't have to fat about looking for myself. I'm going to enjoy this coffee because all the stresses of Microsoft being down my neck. Oh, it wants my name. Oh, I'm going to use my screen name. My screen name. And it wants a password. Oh God, I've got to pick something I won't forget. I tell you, I installed Linux once and I put a different password in. It's a strong password, so I thought, oh yeah, I'll give it a strong password. It was so bloody strong I couldn't remember it. Login automatically. Yeah, I hate logging in manually. I don't want to encrypt anything. Confirm. Oh, it wants confirmation. Actually, I don't even know I've got caps lock on. I've got caps lock on, so just a minute. I hate that. Problem with that is, for ages I couldn't figure out why I couldn't log on. And I realised I've created a flipping thing in caps lock. So make sure you've got your caps lock on. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, it's just that my little thingy image up here tells me what my caps lock is on and off, and it came back on again. So I'm not sure if it was caps locked again, so just a minute. Right, okay, that should be alright. Continue. Oh, continue. I've got to click twice because I had to get focus first. Oh my God, my cursor's a smiley face. Is it? Thought it was, but it's my eyes. I can't see the toffee. It's like a bouncy ball, this. Bouncy ball, bouncy. Oh, right, come on. Oh my God, we've got hi-fi. Oh, and I haven't done anything yet. Oh my God, the Chinese too. I can't hear the toffee right now. Yeah, that was cool. Better than that silly Microsoft logo. Right, it's still installing. It's just copying files, so yeah. Hey, everybody else, when they're doing a tutorial, they keep pausing it. I know I did that earlier, but that was only because things weren't going so well. But if you really want to watch an installation of a Linux distro, then we really need people out there to make tutorials with all the little glitches and problems that they have as well, because people do have glitches and problems and they panic when they can't solve them, and when people skip all the errors that they make and expect other people not to make errors, then people make errors and then they think, well, how comes he didn't have all these problems? Well, he probably did, you just edited them all out. And I'm just putting all my problems here on in the video so you can see. Right, it says copying files down here, so, and I did give it a lot more memory, so it should be, oh, there we go, we're getting a new picture now. Yeah, we got hi-fi, that's one thing. Yeah, I've still got this flipping bouncing ball thing, like for a cursor. Oh, yeah, let's make it more entertaining. Oh my god. Actually, I will pause it a minute because I'll tell you why in a minute. There we go, I've got my little friend. Oh god, he can sit on top of the window. He's called Pooh. Now, I hope you can see him. Oh my god, he broke his neck just then. Well, while we're installing this... Yeah, shut up. Don't you sneeze all over my flipping desktop. Behave yourself. Anyway, we're installing Linux Zorin right now, and Pooh is doing dive bombs. Yeah, he's just gone off the screen. Where have you gone? Come back here. Oh, hang on a minute. He's hiding somewhere. He's gone right behind there somewhere. I hope you're not pulling out all the wires. Oh, there he is. Oh, oops, he just fell off the flipping screen again. Come on, sit up there. He won't stand up there, he's just misbehaving. Come on, Linux. Zorin, he's still copying files. It looks like it's about 70%. I'm going to minimize that a minute. And what I like about Pooh is he's so funny. I'm going to bring up... I'll bring up a little text box. Oops, I didn't want a big one. Make this window small. Where the hell is he gone? Oh, he's right down here, flying around. Come here, you little twat, come here. Where are you? Right, sit up there. Oh, he won't stand on that flipping window. Sit on the window, will you? He won't. Hang on. Oops. Go on the window. Oh, he's being naughty because he's supposed to sit on windows and walk around on windows and things. Can you go up there, please? Actually, he doesn't want to do. I don't know why. It's maybe because I've got the flipping virtual machine going. I don't know. He normally does. Come on. I'm dragging him around with my mouse. Little legs going like anything. Pooh, where have you gone? Well, he's jumping around. He's off screen right now. Can you see him? No, I'm not going to let you go. Stop running. Oh. Alright, do your bouncing. Right. He's actually on my bar. Oops, he's actually on there. He's alright, he's sitting on there. He's gone to sleep now. Right, okay. What's happened now? I can't move the flipping bar. Pooh, what have you done to my flipping bar? I can't move it now. Oh, God. Right, I'll minimise that. Where the hell's my bar gone? I can't move the damn thing. Come on. Oh dear. Right, this is still in copying files. I'm just going to pause for a bit. Well, he's currently making a mess. He's eating stuff off the desktop and he's dropping his flipping crumbs all over the place. I don't know if I can grab him again. Oh, he's off again. Oops, he just broke his neck again by the looks of it. Right then, Pooh, just behave yourself, will you please? Yes, we're installing Zorin. You don't have to, oopsie daisy. Right, just behave yourself. Don't run off the oh, he's gone again. Can you come back here? Right, just behave. Yes, we're recording. Yeah. Yes, okay, right, okay. I know everyone thinks I'm completely mad and balmy right now, but yeah, we're just, it says installing system right now, so we're making progress. And if Pooh can just behave himself, that's it, run along there, be nice. You cheeky little git, don't you pee on my desktop? Right, okay. Flipping pooing and shitting and all this. Yeah, it's not Windows, by the way, so it's not sterile. Yeah, he's jumped off the key, off the flipping monitor screen again, and go on, back up there. Okay, at least he's staying where I want him anyway. What's the big eye for? Right, okay, configuring target system it says. Right, we're making progress. I'm at 1 hour and 42 minutes by the looks of it here, so I'm going to have to pause for a while. What the hell's he going now? Oh no. We've got two of the little buggers now. He's brought his cousin, I think. Oh god. Well, it was two of the buggers. Ah, dear. I tell you, at this rate, I'm going to have to get a cloth. I tell you, because they're going to be making a mess. Anyway, it says it's configuring hardware, so we're making progress, and yeah, right. At this rate, we're going to be watching some pretty nice graphics. I think, because I've peeked at it before, and it's got some pretty nice 3D visuals, and it's supposed to be Windows friendly. People that like Windows will find it more useful, because it's very much along the same terminology and configurations are similar. Right, okay. He doesn't like it, I don't suppose, but then what does sheep know anyway? Right, so we've got installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. Okay, right, we'll click on the Restart Now button, and all being well, it won't restart the host computer, which would be pretty bad because I'm recording on that. But don't forget, this is inside a virtual machine, so it's going to restart the virtual version of Zorin, and flipping sheep jumping all over the place. No, he's not a virus, by the way. He's a little guy you can find, and he's been around a long time. The first time I saw Pooh was back in 1995, and I think the Chinese have adopted him or something, because he starts to appear. He starts to appear as with a different language in the menu. For example, if I can get my mouse on him, he's pulling pasted at me now. Whatever next? If I can get my keyboard, there we go. If I double click on him, the menu comes up, and it's not in English. But if you find it, the first one you need on, the second one is the audio, and you can actually get a translation for it. But he's not a virus, because I've had him a long time, and he's never caused me any problems, apart from pooing all over the desktop and doing dive bombs, and he flipping well impersonates meteorites as well. Flipping little bugger he is. He's a fire risk. What the hell is this? I'm getting a menu. I need to zoom in. Stopping adaptive read ahead daemon preload. Speed speech dispatcher disable edit. Asking all remaining process to terminate. Okay, well. Okay, it's just booting by the looks of it. Right, I better pause. Right, okay, we're back in the boot menu. It's asking. Oh, it was asking me some questions, but I didn't get a chance to read that. But I assume that's the BIOS boot menu. If you wanted to change something in the BIOS, I assume that's what that was. But it's booting into the Zorin right now. And there's sheeps all over the place. Where's his brother? My cousin, whatever. Come here. Oh, I missed him. Come here. There you are. Right, okay. Just behave yourselves, won't you? Be good. Right, okay. Come on, Zorin. We want you to hurry up. I like to keep my eye on these two little buggers. I don't know what they're up to behind the scenes, but oh, he's gone to sleep. Oh, he's woken up again. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know where his brother's gone. Oh, he's down here. Come on, behave yourselves. Ooh. Oh, you can't hang on to that window when it's black. Right, pause time. Oh, I said that and the music came on. Right. Oh, there we go. Oh, isn't that flashy? That's nice. Well, obviously it's a clean install, but there's nothing much installed apart from the built-in packages. Now I assume it's still actually setting itself up, so I'm just going to give it a moment. Oh, there's my icons. Oh, it's got flipping. What's this? Google. You know, you can't get away from Google these days. I assume that's Google Chrome, by the looks of it. Ooh, got my screen name in there. Oh, it's Google Chrome. It was already built in. Right, so if you're a Google Chrome fan, you won't have to worry. No, I don't use my default browser because I might actually be putting Firefox in there. I like Firefox. Ooh, I like the 3D effects. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, look at that. Very familiar appearance. Pictures, music, videos, recent items, computer, network, connect to, universal access. Let's just click this again. Oh, it disappears. A 3D. There's a Google Chrome thing anyway if you want it. I wonder if I put Mozilla in there. Let's just select all. I like this because it's similar type of functionality. So if I type Mozilla. It comes up there. It is Firefox. Right, let's go and install Firefox. Because I like Firefox. Let's see how easy this is. Because I tell you, click on free download. Because I'm just as keen as anyone else to escape from Windows. Please help me. I'm trapped in Windows. I want to find another way. It's like being on a desert island and everywhere you look there's signposts saying Microsoft this way, Microsoft that way, and there's nothing there to show you another way out. I think I clicked on free download. Oh, it's downloading down here, look. Ooh, that's cool. So it actually tells me how much. I've got 44 seconds. Oh, yeah. We're going to have Firefox in a while. If these little sheep don't wreck everything. You two just behave yourselves. We're making progress. I'm just going to pause and wait for this download to happen. Yeah, and I'm not going to cheat. The download is just completed. Now I assume if I click in here, open. Right. Please wait. Bear in mind, I'm a newbie to Linux, just like most people are. I am a long-term Windows user, and I'm just looking for a solution, something that is easy enough for many of my friends who really have nothing but trouble with Microsoft because of viruses and because of all the flipping Windows updates and all the other goings on that we have. And if we can actually find a simple solution, I'm going to right click on this now. It says extract. Right, okay. Extract. Right. And now I'm going to right click on that. How do you install it? Extract. Archive Manager. Right, okay. I assume that we end up with an installer that we can run and install Firefox, which is what I want. It's nearly there. Show the files. Right, that looks like the one. I assume that this is the one we just extracted. So I'll double click on there. And there should be an installer in here somewhere. Run Mozilla SH, I assume that's the one. It's the only one that's got a little flag on it, so right click on there. Let's check on properties, have a look. I know there's loads of tutorials about how to install programs on Linux. Now, from what I understand, you've got to open it with an installer or something. So let's look for oh yes, you can complain. Right, I'm not seeing what we need here. So what we need to do is do a quick search. Now what I'm going to have to do is minimize this, because you see the trick is if you don't know how to install Firefox on Linux is you can go on the internet and there's loads of help sites that tell you how to do it. How to install I missed an A out. Firefox on Zorin. Right, okay, do that. And obviously whenever you switch to a new operating system, the biggest obstacle really is the basics, and once you know how to do the basics you can simply do them for every installation, everything you do. But it's immune to viruses, so it'll be on this one, installing Firefox on Linux. So let's go. But the browser's working, the Google Chrome thing is working fine, so we're not stuck there. Here we go. Install Firefox on Linux. Getting Firefox installed on your computer is the first step to using it. This article will show you how to install Firefox on Linux, the other operating systems, blah, blah, blah. So ensure that you have all the required libraries. Install Firefox in any way that works best with your distribution. Create shortcuts to launch Firefox. Yeah. Make Firefox available to all users of your computer. Maybe I just launch it. Installing from a package manager. To install Firefox using the package manager, please refer to the documentation of your Linux distribution. Right, I think Zorin is actually based on Ubuntu, so we're going to click on that. Flipping sheep's starting to get on my nerves. Installing versions of Firefox in blah 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 blah. Let me just do some reading, I'll come straight back to you. Well, apparently I'm making life difficult for myself, because what you need to do is click on the start menu, which is down here. Then you go to your software center. Click on software center. You have to log in with a password which you used. Right, we'll start in the software center. It's very easy actually. It's not as difficult as what I thought. But obviously there will be programs which are not available in the software center which you have to install manually, but just about all the main programs that most people use are in here. So there's paint programs. Ubuntu tune-up, it's even got loads of tools, it's even got some games, Slippy Bird. Well, now we go down here, we look for what we want. Let's see, we want internet. Click on internet, and down here, guess what there is? Firefox. We don't even need to bother going to the download thing on the internet, it's already there. So we just click on there. Firefox web browser. This is the optional add-on. So, it says right at the top there, install. Just click on install. How easy is that? I didn't even actually have to go hunting for it. It was already there. To install, I have to put my password in. That's good because it stops viruses. So, I mean, it stops the virus from installing itself. You've got to put your password in to install everything. So that's good. Authenticate. Right, so it's installed. I'll just minimize this. And we should get, I don't know if it's going to appear in here actually or what. see, let's go down a bit. We can have Office Productivity Suite as part of Mozilla as well. We can have browser plugins. We can have extra fonts. Yes, I know. I'm going to put these two to bed actually, because what you do is you double click and you click exit. Let's go on that one. Oh, where's the other one? Oh, he's hiding. One of them just, oh, he's dive bombing. Oh my god, flamethrower. Here we go. Don't you set fire to anything. So, yes, I know. It's got a little thingamajig there. It's going round and round, so I assume it's installing that. We'll just give that a moment. Yeah, he's watching my mouse. Go to sleep. He's gone to sleep. Oh, damn it. He's woken up again. Right, okay, I'm just going to pause while this installs. Yeah, he's doing a barrel now, barrel roll. Well, from what I can gather, I only just paused it a few seconds ago and it seems to have installed, so I'll minimize this. I should see Firefox somewhere. Where will it be? Oh, I like the menus, it's easy to use. It's not appeared in my start menu anyway yet. Internet, it must be in there. There it is! Ah, we've got Firefox! Yay! Okay, so, easy to use. Wants to know if I want to import anything. No, don't want to import anything. It's a clean install. I don't want all them advertisements from Google. It's Firefox in action. There we go. Now, I love to use a search engine called oh, I've got the flipping name now. Start page. So www.startpage. I like it because it's got a proxy that protects your privacy and it doesn't gather information about your surfing habits. Now, add to Firefox down here. Let's see if this works. Install. Ooh, nice effects. Make this cut. Yeah, add. There we go, it's up in the bar at the top. Cool. Now, also I like to use, where's the tools? Oh, they're there. If I can get them. I also like to use some add-ons so I can. Where's the add-on manager? It's probably different on Linux because there are some things that are different on Linux. So, where's the add-on manager thing? Let's just make this smaller. And I can see what's going on. I don't know if it's off the screen, some of these menus, but try right-clicking. Huh. Well, I'm not seeing it. Where's this? Oh, maybe I have to enable the I'll make it bigger again. It must be over here somewhere. Oh my god, there's loads of stuff in there. Add-ons, that's it. Right, add-ons. Click that. Yay! It's not as difficult as you think. So we don't want to go through all that. I'm just going to click on here. Ubuntu Firefox modifications, blah blah blah. This is default 3, blah blah blah. I think this is where I want to be. I want to search add-ons. I like Ghostery because it blocks. Let's search Ghostery. It blocks annoying things. There we go. Install that. Downloading. It's installing. God, that was fast. Faster than flipping Windows. And don't forget this is working in the virtual machine. Now we've got to go off the configure manager. How to set up Ghostery, because it's a really nice little program. Click on next. Actually, go back again because I think I forgot to check something. No, I didn't. Everything's a lot bigger in here because I'm in the virtual machine. It's hard for me to see it without scrolling about, but it should be out on yours. There, we enabled Ghost Rank. Click next. Go down. I don't want the alert bubble, it's annoying. Pop up. Scroll down again if I can. Using my mouse wheel, I keep forgetting about that. We need to select all the annoying advertising trackers that we don't want. Select all. Oh, there we go, got them all. Now we can click the next. Now it's ready to use. It's all done. I'll add a button so I can find it. Should appear somewhere in the browser. That's all sorted out. Close that down. I also like to have a spell checker, and I actually like the English South African ones for some reason. Don't know why, I'm not African, but English, might be because it's a good app. African spell checker. Should find it, that. Search. I should find the English South African spell. There it is. Oh, I like that. Install that. South African English spell checker requires that you accept the following condition. Oh yeah, okay. Right. Installing. And then whenever I type, because I'm terrible for typos, I keep making mistakes, and it actually corrects me as I'm going along. Right, there we go. Restart Firefox. And I assume that I can actually create a shortcut for Firefox to my desktop if I want. Let's just try that. In Internet, right click, create a desktop shortcut. Yeah, that's how easy it is. Right, so I'll just get rid of that again. What's it doing? I want to close that. You are about to close two tabs. Are you oh yeah, close tabs because it's going to... shut up you, wherever you are. Where the hell have you gone? It's down behind this box again. He keeps hiding from me. Right, I'm going to get rid of you, pal, because I really... Good night. I mean, he's nice to have around sometimes, but when I'm doing a tutorial, come here and do a little bit of a awkward little bugger for getting up to mischief behind the scenes and nibbling at my wires. And right, okay, Firefox should come back in a minute. Oh, maybe I just have to double click and restart it again. Yeah, Zorin looks like a really nice piece of software, and I really am tempted to actually put this on my host computer as a dual boot device, because it actually looks easy. Now, one of the things I do want on this Zorin is TeamSpeak. Now, I'm just going to close Firefox again because I want to see if it's in the software center. I really hope it is in there, because I do believe that previously TeamSpeak. They had sound issues on the Linux Mint version, but let's click on all software. I want sound and video. Let's see if it's in here. Oh, it's got Audacity. Got loads of stuff. Oh my god, the list goes on and on and on. Has it got TeamSpeak? If it has, I will be genuinely impressed. I know that earlier versions didn't have it. They had the old version of TeamSpeak, which was just mono. I've got the new version of TeamSpeak. For anyone that doesn't know, it does support stereo. It has the new stereo codecs. I think the Opus stereo codecs, which are actually very good quality. So if it's in here, can I sort this alphabetically? It's set by top rated. I don't know if that. I'll click on that by name because I want it sorted by name so I can find it easier. I'm just going to scroll right down. Oh, I think I saw it then. No, it wasn't. It was an icon of similar colour, but if I go down, it should be under T, but I don't know if this is alphabetical or not. Well, let me just pause a moment. Well, for one thing, I can say it's got loads of great stuff in there for young people. It's got guitar tools, it's got Dinny's noise, whatever that is. It's got YouTuber downloader, which I just passed a bit ago. Loads of tools that people want to use. Media player type tools, DVD styler. There's hundreds of things in it by the looks of it. But I haven't found TeamSpeak, but I do know that you can install it, but you've got to do it manually. I've actually seen some tutorials for doing that. I'm actually going to have a go at doing that later. But I think for the average user, the average person that goes on YouTube or goes on Facebook for that matter, I believe everything you want is in here. So, I mean, it says internet. You click on that, and you got most of your internet. You got instant messaging. Oh, maybe I didn't click the right one. Let's click on instant messaging and have a look. Should bring up a whole bunch of stuff. I probably clicked on the wrong thing. You need to set up an account to see contacts in here. Right, okay, well that's no worries. I haven't done that yet, so. But there should be. There's graphics editing programs. So we'll get accessories. What's in here? Oh, screenshots. It's got the terminal, it's got a text editor. Oh, messaging about voice over IP accounts. Right, I assume. Right, so you've got you can do things there as well. I'm just going to quit out of that for now because I don't want to set that up right now. I'm just looking around to see what else there is. There's a software updater. Oh, these are all the updates that needs to happen. Right, so if I click on install now, it should update all of those existing programs that are as part of Zorin. It's installing updates. Cool, yeah. Less hassle than Windows. And it doesn't annoy you, it doesn't do it in the background when you don't want it to. Just got to put my silly password in again though. That's kind of good security there. It prevents anything being installed that you don't want. So if you've got kids around, you can't install anything without your password. And that's a lot more common sense actually than Windows, because I tell you, on Windows and you're running something and it asks you permission for every time you want to run something, but on here it only seems to ask me permission when I want to install something. That seems to be more logical to me, because let's face it, if it's on the existing computer and you want to run it, you don't want to be pestered with flipping passwords. Only if you're going to install something, because that seems to be more logical to me, as Spock would say. So that's running the updates, and somewhere that's going on. I can still have a poke around. Wine is when you want to run Windows programs inside Linux, so you're not completely defeated. So if I run Wine, for example, I could run a Windows version of TeamSpeak in that. So you're not completely defeated if you're having trouble installing a Windows-based program on Linux Zorin. You could always go into Wine and run it in there, which is a good alternative. I'll just start that up and have a look. Just minimize this. Wine should come up in a minute. As long as the updater's not going to be updating that, I don't know. Yeah. I am very impressed actually with this Zorin. It looks nice, it looks familiar to me. The only reason I've got really massive icons is because I'm using an extremely low resolution screen right now. It wouldn't be so big if I had it full screen and changed the resolution, the desktop resolution, because I'm actually capturing everything on that I'm doing right now into a video, so I had to make it smaller so I could get room to do other things and bring up my Windows menu without it interfering with the capturing process, because I can still do other things. But anyway, it looks like I'm going to have to stop this video because I've been going for over 2 hours now, and I really do hope you want to give this Zorin a chance, because I think it's worth it. It's worth giving it a chance because it looks to me like a good OS. I certainly haven't had any problems with it myself. The only problems I had installing it was simply because I was doing it on 2 different virtual machines, and it's working in this one, no problem at all. And it's also possible to install Linux distribution directly alongside an existing Windows installation without using a virtual machine. You can do that as well, but you might run into some issues if you don't have a decent boot manager. But Linux does actually come with that option. When you install it from a CD, it will actually ask you, if you install it on your host computer, it will actually ask you if you wish to install alongside Windows, and if you choose yes, it will actually install Grub, and Grub is a boot manager, and when you boot your Windows operating system, you'll get a little box that comes up, and it'll ask you if you want to run Linux or if you want to boot into Windows. So you'll get an option of Linux or Windows, so you can choose either one. So that's another way. But if you're really timid and you don't want to risk changing your partition information, I would suggest you install and run VirtualBox and then install Linux inside of that, because that way you haven't actually changed anything on your physical machine. For example, if I right click and bring up my Windows folder, you'll notice that there's actually no changes. I've got my normal Windows partitions there. Excuse me. Actually, what I should really do is bring up Manage and to show all the different partitions on this host computer. You'll see that if I go to disk management, I'll just make this so that it fills this screen. On Windows XP, it's just refreshing. you will see that all my partitions are completely intact. Nothing's been changed by Linux at all because it's installed inside the virtual machine, which is the whole point of protecting all your data and everything. It says connecting to the logical disk manager service. It's going to probably take a while because it's a bit low on memory because the memory is being used by the virtual machine and Linux Zorin at the moment. Should come up in a minute. It says down here connecting to logical disk manager service. So there we go. Right. I'll just move this up here. So all the hard drives are there that I've got. That's my backup drive. And that's my other drive, and there's my swap file paging drive, and blah blah blah. Some hidden crap there as well. There's nothing there that's Linux. It's all the Linux stuff is actually in the virtual machine. So just so you understand it, because I know there's not a lot of newbies out there, and they really don't understand what this is all about, and I'm trying to help them understand the virtual machine is a way of isolating an operating system, running it like another piece of software on your existing computer, and it makes it easier for you to remove it if you don't want it anymore. If you just try it out, and you can just uninstall the virtual machine at any point. It's easy to do. And if I flick the tabs at the top here, just to show you, there's Windows Vista there, which is I'm not running right now. And then there's the XP, which we were trying out. We were trying to install Zorin inside another virtual machine on there, and it didn't work. But Zorin inside the host virtual machine does work. So I hope that video helped you. And this software update is just going to take some time, so I'm just going to pause it for now, just in case I forget and I need to add something. But I think that pretty much concludes this video for today. Well, actually, there was something I wanted to add, and it's a good thing I remembered. Good thing I remembered actually, because what we really need in Linux is an easier way for people to install software that's not already built in. And I found a tutorial actually for installing TeamSpeak 3, the client. And now there's a whole bunch of instructions here how to install TeamSpeak. Now for Linux users, long-term Linux users, I would suggest that you make it easier for people to install software that is not already built in, because I think the biggest put-off, and it is a huge put-off, is when somebody wants to run a piece of software that's not already built in. You could put up a warning if you like, just to warn people that this software may not be compatible with the Linux version that they're using. But what we want is some means of doing it without all this flipping typing, all this script writing, because not everybody is. I mean, I'm quite literate with programming because I had to write batch files, but not everybody wants to spend all their time typing command lines like this, like cd desktop and cd shmod u+x and ./TeamSpeak client. Not everybody wants to do all this, and there's a lot of people running into problems and failed installations because of it. So maybe if somebody could simply put an extra download tool in there that would where they could ask them some simple questions like pasting a link to the download software, or just get them to download the software, then a script that points to where the program is and then does it for them without all this messing about. Because so many people have failed, and a lot of people are unhappy about that, because people are used to double clicking on an executable in Windows and running it and setting it all up, and it's all done. Now, I'm aware that there are protections built into Linux to prevent viruses and all this, Now, I'm not saying we should sacrifice that, but what I am saying is that we need some means of installing external packages which don't prompt users to type in all this stuff manually. I mean, I'm used to batch files. I mean, even if it was some kind of a batch file that you could run on Linux, that you run it, it popped up a little box saying, please type the path to your executable, and you do that, and then you click on the spacebar, it continues, and then it says, would you like to install this software? Where would you like to install it? And it gives you some options. Desktop or a program folder somewhere, and you select one of those and it installs it for you instead of all this fighting about. You know, that's what we really need, is something like that. But I'm not saying that we need to sacrifice security, obviously. I'm well aware that Linux is very secure as regards installing things. So I mean, obviously we still have to go through the password procedure. There's no problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. It's just that people get confused when they're having to type in command lines and paths and everything manually, and then things don't work, and then they don't know why. So we need to take a little bit of that into an automation script so we don't have all them problems. Right, so looks like the updates of let's see, installing updates, configuring Linux image, blah blah, generic details. It's still running. What's this? Application Software Center has closed unexpectedly. What the heck does that mean? So there was a problem there. Well, I was looking actually on another browser. I wasn't actually in the Linux itself. I wasn't in Zorin then. My browser, I'm running this on Windows, so that didn't interfere with it. The reason for that is it didn't want it to interfere with the actual installation, but something obviously did. Clicked on relaunch, so it's doing it again. Anyway, so as I say, we really could use some useful tool for installing external applications without this fighting about, because I tell you, I've tried Linux several times, and the biggest put off for me is when I want something and it's not there, and I think, damn, if it's not there and it's something I use all the time, then I am going to stick with Windows for now until you guys get it sorted out. And I think that's basically the opinion of a lot of people, because I've been reading in the blogs a lot of people who want Netflix, you haven't got it, they can't get Netflix to work, so that is a bit of a put off as well. If you use tools, you get used to using them, and you kind of, you know, it's like a workman, a plumber who's spent 20 years doing the plumbing job, and then one day somebody comes along and steals all his tools away from him and says, right, you're going to have to do it a different way. The guy's going to, he's going to throw a fit. He's going to say, no way, pal, I'm used to using my tools, and if I can't use my tools, I'm out of it. And that's what's happening with Linux right now. Okay, it's a great system. It's got a load of features in there built in, but people do occasionally come across a situation when they want to run another program, and if they can't run it in Linux, they're going to be sidetracked again back into Windows, and that is the problem. If you want the customers in the shop, you've got to provide the hardware and the software that people use, you know. Okay, right, I think I've just about covered it now. Next time, next video I'm going to be doing a video about backing up your computer using Macrium Reflect. Oh, let me just pull that up a little bit, hang on. Yeah, I might as well just go over it briefly, but Macrium Reflect, there you go, it's free. You can go to the Macrium software website, and it's a free disaster recovery solution for your home computer. Protect your personal documents, photos, music and emails. Clone. Yes, this is what it can do. It can clone your hard drive, your hard disk, and create disk images in the safe knowledge that everything is securely saved in an easily recovered backup file. There you go. And that's what I just went over that, skimmed over it briefly earlier. But you can get this off the website, Macrium. It's just www. Let me just zoom into that because you might not be able to see that. Oh God, I've got the wrong thing. I've got the focus on the wrong thing there. If I can get this, oh flipping heck! I'm trying to grab the bar at the top. Right, let me zoom in. Right, it's macrium.com. I'm going to zoom right in there. Macrium.com. Reflect. You can go to the website, get the software. There's two different versions. The completely free version. The free version supports disk imaging, disk cloning, access images in Windows Explorer, schedule backups, Linux Rescue CD. Yes, it even backs up Linux by the looks of it. Or is it a Linux-based Rescue CD? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's got Windows PE, so it actually uses Windows Portable Edition. That's what PE stands for. And it works on Windows XP, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8 compatibility. There you go. Support for GPT. Anyway, that's the free version. But the standard version, it's got a whole bunch of other stuff you might never use. There's a commercial business use version, disk space management, backup scripting, blah, blah, blah. Well, who wants to use all that if you're a home user anyway? So that's all there, and it's free. So I'm actually using it myself, so I can guarantee it is free. It doesn't come up at 30 days later with a box saying you've got to purchase this software. Trust me, it doesn't. At least it didn't when I made this video. So I'd get it while you can. Get it while it is free. If it stays free, great. But you don't know these days, do you? But worth having. Disaster recovery at its best, and it's totally free, unlike some of the commercial stuff out there. I've gone back to my Zorin. What the heck is this? Software Center Z Hackers Volume 2. Oh, I'm not a hacker. I'm not interested in all that. I need to get... It looks like an advertisement. Why has it gone all grey on me? The Windows Software Center is not responding. What the heck? Okay, there was a glitch somewhere. Oh, it's coming back. It might be because I took the focus away from it. Okay, it looks like that's finished. Click on X. There we go. It's just doing updates, that's why. Obviously the updates, when you're running them, you shouldn't interfere with that while it's going through the process. I tell you, it didn't get no blue screen of death though, like on Windows. I got a little message, but that's no big deal. It's still installing updates, which is good. It's making progress. So, thank you for watching. And bye bye. Oh yeah, it's November right now, but it's going to be Christmas soon. So I'll say Happy Christmas. But if it's past that, if it's January or something, just ignore me.